Hey, it's me, your high heels in the boardroom, cocktails at midnight, luxury loving, dill closing, no filter boss babe. And that is Salty City. Come with me for some real talk, big goals, zero apologies, and let's get salty. Welcome back to another episode of Salty City. So I have to be 100% honest here, and I have been blown away. The feedback that I've been getting and the messages and the questions, honestly, you kind of question yourself, should I be doing this? Is this the next step? Okay, well, after dropping my first episode, yes, this is totally meant to be. Let's roll into it. We are going to talk a little bit about the weird side of being a female in the corporate world, or just trying to get a job, or interviewing for the job, and the weird shit that can happen or that can be said, the things that people just either don't think they're going to get caught or straight up are nervous to talk about. And as being a person that you're interviewing or in a job and some of these things go on, in your own head, you're going, wait, did that really just happen? And you kind of choke and you don't know how to respond because it's so damn shocking. Yeah, we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about that. So I think the story that I want to share with you all today in regards to this conversation is going back, far back, to a point in my life when I was going through a divorce and decided that I needed to probably look for different jobs or start getting back into the corporate life to build a career and financially gain a little bit more. In these steps, not only am I going through the mental shit of a divorce and having to put my kids back into some daycare and things like that so I can go back to work full time, all the craziness that comes with that. Then I go to these interviews, and let me fucking tell you, if I have to ever deal with an interview like this again in my life, it is the worst. So I kid you not, I go and I've applied for a few jobs and I'm going in, I'm actively interviewing. I go sit down with one of, I think he was the director of business. I don't really remember, but I sit down to interview with him and he's asking me, interview questions and to tell him a little bit about myself. And I'm not the person that feels like I have to go in and be like, oh, I don't have any kids. Even though some people have straight up asked me, do you have kids? Anybody can do that now today. But so I sit down with this guy and we're actively interviewing, and I do share about myself a little bit personally. And I just said, yeah, I have 3 kids and they're these ages and they're in these sports. And he literally stops and he goes, oh, well, this is a very consuming job and it requires full time and a lot of hours. Do you have a babysitter? Shut the fuck up. Do you have a babysitter? My God. And this is one thing I hate. I literally quit a job a couple years ago because I was interviewing people and my direct manager says to me, well, I know that she's a single mom, a gal that I interviewed, and that she likes to go out and go to concerts. What? This shit really happens. What the fuck? I'm not kidding. And I literally was like, wait, what? Single moms are some of the hardest working women. Are you kidding me? Boom. Yes, I said it. Single moms bust ass and they get shit done. So I don't care what this fucker had to say, but he keeps going. And the interview, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Literally left. No, I don't want to ever work for you. And that's just a start. I mean, these are experiences that my girlfriends and I have talked about, friends that I barely even know, individuals that I meet, women that are so empowering that we share this information. And it's literally happening all the time. The best, the boss quotes. So know this. If you are running a business, we are keeping track of your quotes. It is known in the female community that we have some business quotes of the all best time bullshit that we have to listen to of corporate America. So I'm going to drop it now. We are starting the salty segment. And what this salty segment's going to look like is every episode, we're dropping salty bombs. So we're going to bring in some salty quotes and some of the feedback that I've gotten. I kid you not, I have gotten direct messages of some of the best feedback of going back to work, corporate America, and we're going to chat about them. First quote that I had come in was, "Wow, you're a really good editor for a woman." You should feel blessed to have opportunities like this. Women in corporate America don't get opportunities like this. Yes, we do. All the time, actually. Women look best if they smile. Oh, this was one of mine that I put in here. This was actually during COVID. One of the male directors said, "Gone are the days that you can call in for period cramps." Who cares about skill? We just need a warm body. That is insane. Last one. Do you think you'll be able to do the job traveling, being a mom, and having kids? Yes. It's weird. We can do jobs and have kids. It's crazy because this is really what happens. And this is stories I hear all the time. So the salty segment of the best corporate quotes, keep them coming. I have literally been laughing for days. I want to see more. Circling back, I shared with you my experience of trying to get back into the workforce, building my career, rebuilding my career. And the reality is that we have to work. We have to find jobs. And even when we do want to start our own thing or become an entrepreneur, like myself, I was still working a full-time job while trying to execute my own business. So when you are in that position, I think it's really important to think about, what are the red flags? What are the red flags during an interview? What are the red flags during even just a annual assessment at a job that you've been at? So some of the things that I look at are, if I go into an interview and there are comments or inappropriate comments being made, don't even waste your time. Get up and leave. I wouldn't even worry about it. You're not going to want to waste your time with that company nor that individual. Secondly, if you're in an interview and they ask about your commitment or they won't be honest with you about turnover, that's another huge red flag. You don't want to spend time with that company. No way. I think the other thing is salary. If they are honest about pay, honest about salary, and they post honestly about compensation, then that is great. If they don't, another huge red flag. They will burn you to the ground and they never want to pay you and they never want to give you a raise. So I wouldn't even go there. Some of the things that I feel like are green lights are, how are they working together? How are they answering questions? Can they be honest with you? Do you know people in the company? Can you call somebody and get a reference of this individual that maybe they work for or the company they work for, and get feedback? Get feedback on how things are going. And then I think at the end of the day, if things aren't happening in the way that you want and you're not getting treated correctly, leave. There are so many jobs out there. There's so many opportunities. I can't even tell you. And I know, Lindsay, how do you just leave a job when you have to pay bills, make money, and all that jazz? Start interviewing. And honestly, even if you are happy with your job, you should interview every single year and apply to jobs to know your worth, your value, and if you're making the amount of money that you should be making. So that would be my feedback. Now, my challenge to you this week is, if you're dealing with corporate bullshit or if you're unhappy in your job, take the steps, do something different, apply to a job, fix up your resume, and go be the badass salty you are. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me today on Salty City. Honestly, I love that you're all here. I look forward to the questions, the DMs, the Q&A. I want to hear from you. That's what this is about. So reach out to me. Please subscribe. If you want more, we're going to be dropping episodes weekly, and it's going to be amazing, and we're going to do it together. So I'll see you shortly.